Harvest of Thanks is brought to you exclusively by BASF, helping you do the biggest job on earth.
You do the biggest job on earth with passion and drive so that we can all have food on our table and can come together as families and communities.
From BASF and our team, we wish you a happy and blessed holiday season and a prosperous new year.
Thank you for all of your hard work.
Well, heroes don't always wear capes. In fact, sometimes heroes are the people that we see every day.
And for one Virginia cattle producer, he's thankful a common face delivered a life-saving rescue, and it's a humble hero that deserves the thanks.
Winding across this hilly gravel road in Crockett, Virginia.
This is part of my 75-mile mail route.
Is where you'll find Alan Dix every day but Sundays.
It was a typical mail day, early March.
Part of his daily routine as a mail carrier, it's that same road where John Moody is also a regular.
I've lived here on this farm almost my whole life. I've probably been raising cattle 40-some years. It's something I've always liked to do.
Now retired, owning cattle means John still didn't slow down. And on March 4th, the day after John had just turned 70, he was feeding his cattle just like any other winter day.
Normally I just pull off the side of the road and pull off in the ditch and let it idle there, and I go across the road, open the gate, and come back and get on the tractor. Well, I did that and I wasn't paying any attention. I turned around, started back to the tractor and looked up, and here come the tractor.
His first instinct was to try to jump on the tractor to stop it.
My right leg got caught under the back tire and it just pulled me under.
As the tractor ran over him, it crushed his lower body, but miraculously, nothing else.
When it ran over me, when it got to my hips, then it just turned to the side and went on off into the fence.
John says after it happened, he was in shock.
Thought I was paralyzed. I couldn't move either one of my legs.
But hearing the cattle clamoring for the gate still wide open in true farmer fashion, it was more than just survival on his mind.
So I crawled over and got the gate shut, and I thought, well, maybe I can pull myself up and get on the tractor. So I pulled myself up on the gate, but I couldn't take a step or nothing, so I just laid back down. And I kept thinking, well, sooner or later the mailman would come. I laid there about an hour.
And sure enough, Alan pulled up right on schedule.
You know, I noticed the tractor was across the road. It was into the fence. Tractor was still running.
It's a route Alan knows by memory, and as he looked around some more, he knew something just wasn't right.
I actually found him in the ditch right here along the edge of the road.
Alan then got out to see if John was even alive.
I was kind of approaching him rather cautiously, and I said, John, are you okay? And he said, no, actually the tractor ran over me.
And that's when Alan called 911.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Yes.
Okay, where at, sir?
I'm on Zion Church Road. I got a gentleman that had a tractor accident. He's conscious and, lucid, but we need somebody here.
Is he out of the roadway?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a mail carrier, and I'm going to stay here with him till you all get here.
What's your name?
Alan Dix.
But after he hung up, John had a call that he needed to make.
John doesn't have a cell phone. He's old school, so I gave him my cell phone.
He called the rescue squad and called my wife.
First thing he said was, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm working." And he said, "Could you meet me at the hospital?" And then I had to sit down, and I said, "What's happened?" And he said, "Well, my tractor ran over me." And then I really started to panic.
She says it was then that Alan took the phone back and explained exactly what had happened, as she was still in shock.
When he told me his tractor ran over him, of course, I imagined the worst.
With Alan still there, the ambulance arrived and rushed John to a local hospital. But it was there the staff realized John's injuries were too severe.
They sent me to Wake Forest Baptist in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and they flew me down there by helicopter.
Repairing a hole where gravel had burrowed into his skin, John also had 3 pins where the tractor fractured his pelvis.
The surgeon said, you know, he shouldn't be alive. And yeah, I cried. I knew it was bad, but when she put it in those words, I cried.
He spent 15 days at the hospital in North Carolina, with rehab continuing even when John got home.
And they trained me how to clean his wound and pack it and wrap it and do all that. They taught me how to do that.
And it was when the Moody's returned home, they saw how the support seemed to keep pouring in.
When we came home, one of my neighbors, they'd built a ramp for me. And another one had brought a hospital bed in for me. So I was in that hospital bed for about 3 months.
You see, Alan Dix didn't just rescue John.
I was able to move the tractor off of the fence, get it back to the barn. Was able to mend the fence. He needed some personal things from the house. I went to his house and got those. After all that was finished, I finished my mail route.
And for Alan, that's just what you do.
We take care of each other out here. We look after each other.
But what Alan did on March 4th extended far beyond his job.
They actually surprised me with a presentation at the post office. I had absolutely no idea that it was going on.
Not just any award, the U.S. Postal Service's Hero Award.
I'm a little uncomfortable with the hero title, but because John and Debbie are the heroes for surviving the accident, her giving him care through this whole thing.
But to John and Debbie, a hero is exactly what he is.
Alan is truly a hero. He will always be a hero to the Moody family because of his quick thinking, and he was able to assess the situation when he got there.
Saved me from a lot of suffering by getting there when he did, or I don't know when somebody would have got there that day.
While Alan typically delivers mail, that day, Alan Dix delivered an unforgettable rescue.
In this area, people do take care of each other and look after each other, and that was just second nature to him.
As John and Alan share a new bond, it's one in which John Moody will be forever thankful.
I had been thinking about cutting back on my cattle. Well, while I laid there, I thought, well, this might be a good time just to sell all of them. So that's what I did once I got better.
A miracle to be alive. John says this Thanksgiving he's grateful for his life, his family, and now the rural route hero.